The Caleb Bresett Experience.
This is a certified hood classic.
All day, all night.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's go.
What's up, guys? This is Life of a Senior. I'm Caleb Bresett. I'm a senior at Watkins Glen High School, and today I'm with the lovely librarian, Miss Firestein.
Hello.
So, on this podcast, we're going to be talking a little bit about the life of a senior and like the next steps. And so I'd like to start off, like, what should you do for your next steps as a senior?
I think first of all, realizing that graduation is real and then you have to make choices after that is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So I would say don't be afraid to say you don't know what you want to do and really think about what you do want to do. Yeah, I think I see a division between students who are athletes and then students who are able to be more of a part of extracurricular activities, and unfortunately I think it does a disservice to all the students in a sense that you're kind of then pushed down one avenue or another. I also think that we need to pay attention to volunteering within our school community and then also outside the school community because we're a very small like macrocosm of the world. So I think that we also need to be able to help you guys understand there is a world outside of Watkins Glen.
Yeah, that's true. I think branching out's important. And I think those are great points, like build your resume, because that's very important. And you know, either if you're going to go in a workforce or if you're going to just go right into college and get your degree, I think those points are very, very important for your resume. But what are your thoughts on college versus the workforce? Like,
that's something that I think is up to everybody. I mean, we've seen such a change in requirements, also tuition, so many different aspects. I think that whatever makes you happy is what you should do. I also understand the students who are graduating who still have no idea what they want to do, and that's part of what like that first year after graduation could really be about. I mean, granted, here in school, we can offer as many opportunities to kind of, try different things, and we do have great field trips and such, but I think it's different for everyone. I think that if you're into the trades, like BOCES is a great place to start because you get to learn some of those skills and then you can continue. I think college is really important for people who want to take that professional degree. And then I think just working right out of college again, or right out of high school, if that's something you're interested, that just makes me nervous because I'm so afraid that then kids aren't going to go back to college or they aren't going to then pursue their dreams. They kind of get stuck in a rut. And I don't want to see any senior or graduating senior become an adult before they need to.
I think there's a lot of resources, and what are some resources like kids can use to really find out like what they really want to do?
Again, Watkins Glen has so many different field trips that they take you on throughout your high school career, which is an amazing opportunity for everybody. That's not something in the other school districts that I've taught at were even a conversation about. So the fact that you guys are taken to be seen or to be shown other jobs is great. I think another thing is pursuing things that you are interested in and then trying to find out, well, what kind of jobs can, that are out there. If I enjoy, for instance, like film and media, am I really going to become like a famous photographer? Am I going to become a famous, like NFL player? Am I going to do all these things? Like what other kind of avenues can I pursue given my interests?
That makes sense.
So I would say there's like the interview process that Mrs. Popovich has that's available here, talking to other people that are in those careers, reaching out to your teachers and your counselors and all the different adults that you have in your world to really find out that there's so much more out there that, I know there's things out there, different careers that I don't even know about.
Oh, 100%.
So,
I don't think nobody has a clue.
So just doing all the research and trying to find all the answers.
Do you think it's important for somebody like, say, like you're very math-minded? Because I think I have a good philosophy where, just take any class and you're going to learn something new. Do you think kids should really like focus on like just math and sciences? Or do you think they should take like a broad variety of different classes, like in high school and going out of high school?
I think that there should be definitely a broad, I'm totally blanking on the word right now, different classes where you can learn different topics. You know what I mean? So definitely humanities and then science and math and everything, because at this point in your life, you're just finding out what the different topics are and learning about those and trying to find your interests. I remember that when I finally did go to college and I had to take classes that were more geared toward my major, it was an amazing epiphany in the sense that, wow, I never understood that like literature is connected to historical context and all these things. So it's important then as you get older and you become more focused in your career to take those classes and to learn those different things that are focused on what you want to do. But I think right now in high school and as a graduating senior, still just try to learn all the different things that you can.
Yeah, I feel like it's a big spider web of just like ideas and and different experiences that can be shared.
Absolutely. And then once you go to college or you start a trade or whatever it is, then you can really focus on what it is you want to do for the rest of your life.
Okay.
That sounds really like for the rest of your life. That sounds really serious.
I feel like that's what a lot of struggle is. I feel like a lot of kids really are just like, I don't know, I'm very pressured into going into one thing. You know, maybe my parents tell me, maybe I'm thinking something, maybe I'm influenced by something.
Right.
I think it's very important to just explore and find your own way.
I agree, and I also would say that one of the most important things too is that don't be afraid to change your mind.
I've heard that a lot.
You don't want to do something where you're going to be miserable.
Right.
You know, change your major in high school. If you need to change your career when you're an adult, that's okay too.
Yeah. I know from New Visions, one of our teachers said that they changed their minds 1,000 times. You know, they started one path, they ended up in another, and now they're here teaching. And that's what they really love, so I guess it really doesn't matter. So.
No, as long as you find what you love, no matter what age you are, that's what's important.
Well, thanks for being on my podcast.
Absolutely, thanks for asking me. It was wonderful.
Yeah, of
hey,
course.
Congratulations for being a senior.
Thank you. What's up, guys? I'm here chopping it up with the goofy, quirky Mr. Parker.
Hello, I'm both goofy and quirky, apparently.
So, you know, life of a senior, what was your experience senior year? Like, what are some takeaways you can give to upcoming seniors and seniors this year?
Oh, well, so I had a very unique high school experience because I didn't really do much until I became a junior, right? So I played a lot of video games up until sophomore year, but then I mean, you should. Brawl Stars Platinum. I played a lot of video games, but then I joined choir and the theater group and marching band, all the nerdy stuff, junior and senior year, right? That's when I actually started doing things.
Yeah.
And so I was very, very busy. I remember like having rehearsal and then marching band until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, having to go home, speed through my homework to have it done the next day.
So those extracurriculars are very important.
Very important, right? It keeps you busy, and it's where you get to spend time with like your friends, right? People who play sports, that's when you get to spend that time with your friends.
Right. I agree.
But like obviously, I was kind of top academically, so
Not to
I was
flex, but you know.
no, not to flex, but I am a genius. So it took a lot of work to get the academic work done. While also doing all those extracurriculars, right? Because you're a student first, you want to get good grades. So you can't let that falter even if you have like really bad senioritis, which I definitely did. You know,
I'm feeling it.
yeah, it's tough to stay involved while still getting good grades. But you have to keep it up because just because you've gotten to college doesn't mean that you should develop those bad habits. Because the people who develop the bad habits senior year, guess what? You got like 3 months until you're in college.
Right.
You can't start off that way, right? What I always tell students is when you graduate, right, unless you're going to school with or going to college with people who you went to high school with, no one's going to know what your reputation was.
True.
No one was going to know that you're the smartest kid. No one's going to know you're the kid that barely passed. They're not going to know if you were the troublemaker or like the goody two-shoes, right? Like they're not going to know anything. So that's your time to set your reputation.
Right, you're a whole new person.
Absolutely.
And you just gotta like find who you really are. Do you think Watkins Glen really prepares you for that? Do you think there's like a lot of outlets for kids to really explore? I personally do, but I want to know your opinion.
Well, so it's a different perspective. I went to school in Horseheads,
Right.
which
Way
bigger, right? Still small town, but huge school. So I think any high school does not prepare you well for college. College is that time where you have to really branch out and find who you are, right? So like small town, Watkins Glen, You might be going to school at a small community college, or you might be going to school at like a huge university where you're going to have 200 student lectures, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's really of how you want to make yourself and what you want the experience to be. You know what I mean? That's your time to like branch out, go to those clubs, go to those like random events that they hold on campus to figure out what you like.
It's like where you meet your clique, right?
100%, yeah. And for me, that was the science geeks, right? I loved chemistry. I got in with them really early, and that became my group of people, right? And you know, obviously, like it's your choice whether you're gonna go out and be the party kid,
Right. Yeah.
right? And that's where you find your clique. That's where you find the people who you want to spend that time with. And it's tough trying to hold on to high school friends because obviously you go to separate places. But I have like a good group of people that I still talk to from high school, even after college. Right? I'm 26.
Boys.
They're the boys,
ones.
right? They're the I don't know, the big chungus. I don't know. Cut that out.
So I talked with Miss Firestein about how you're always molding and you're always trying to figure out what you really want to do. And I know you're still relatively young, and you want to be a teacher or a chemist in some way or form. Do you think you still have opportunity? So say a future senior or a senior this year, they don't know what they want to do and they're worried about having to do one thing. Do you think you still have time to really find what you want to do? And do you think it's still like an option for those kids to keep forming into their true self?
Yeah, so I think there's a big push within our culture, especially with older people at this point, right? Where you get in a job, you stay there for 30, 35 years, maybe you hike up the corporate ladder, maybe you teach for 35 years, and then you retire. And while that is like the most, it's a way to secure a future. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. Who knows? Who was it?
It was Miss Jade. She went to the window and she went,
Okay, it was good. So there's a big push to stay in the same career for a really long time, and I just don't think that's the case anymore. Like for example, I got into teaching because it was a thing that they needed. Watkins Glen needed a chemistry teacher, and they wanted someone who knew the chemistry, which was me. And I got the degree after. And the thing is, I don't see myself teaching high school for my entire career.
Right.
Ultimately, I would like to be some kind of college professor, which means more school. Like I'd have to go back and at least get my master's, going into a PhD in chemistry,
Right.
and then go from there. And I think for the newer generations, really encouraging that flexibility is really important, right? Because I think there's a big, and you've probably heard it from your guidance counselors too, of like, well, once you start majoring, that's what you're stuck with.
Right.
When in reality, that's not the case. You can get in, you can realize during your freshman year that, hey, I really don't like chemistry, I would rather switch to biology. Or completely flip it, I'd rather go into business or something like that. And that should be encouraged because college is the only time you're gonna have to figure that out, right? After that, you're in the real world and you have to pay rent. What if you have a car payment? In addition to pay, you could be cooked with all of the financial stuff going on. So use that early time in your college career to make those mistakes, to figure that out, so that you can change into something that you know you're gonna like more earlier, right? And it might set you back a year, it might set you back a couple years, but graduating in 4 years isn't a big deal because if it takes you an extra year or two, right, you've just set yourself to be successful.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's really no sweat there.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And especially depending on where you go for school, you might make some connections and learn about different paths and careers that you didn't even have an idea of before.
It's true. All good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Yes,
for
absolutely.
being on my podcast.
No worries.
Thanks.
Yep.